Oh, here it comes. Oh yeah, she is raining super hard. Oh, I just saw a flash of lightning. Oh man, that's torrential. That is raining a lot harder than I thought it would. And it's just getting worse. It's just picking up. This is my first time camping out in something like this. Those lightning strikes are sounding pretty loud and close. I'm starting to have second thoughts about this being a wise idea. Hello everybody, we're out here on another wonderful summer day, not too hot, not too cold, and we are going on another little stealth camping adventure. This time it is supposed to thunderstorm like crazy tonight, over through into tomorrow. Here we are, the entrance to my little spot that I scouted out. I just got to stow my remote because there's no way we're riding in here. It is way too overgrown. And yeah, very carefully make our way into here. Not a lot of people use this, but there's a trail that's easy to follow. So let's go while the going's good. All right. Gotta stay low so I don't hang the GoPro off of the trees. Lots of bugs in here, and I forgot to put bug spray on, so I'll have to do that shortly. It's overgrown here, but it opens up shortly into some useful spots. There we go. Starting to get into the open spaces. There's a field over here that I have to trek through some stuff to get to. There's some stuff over this way further down the trail. Let's get out and find a really good spot. So there's this field here. That's a bit too exposed. Yeah, it's a bit too overgrown in here. I mean, in theory, I could set up my tent in here. I kind of want somewhere covered by the trees so that I'm not getting directly rained on if possible. Oh yeah, she is super mosquito in here. Oh. Alright, time to load up on that bug spray. There is not much left, unfortunately. Just up till about here, so make use of what I got, I guess. Alright, that's all she wrote for the bug spray. Hopefully this is enough. So I left my skateboard and my backpack behind, and now I'm just plugging ahead and scouting here. No sense in hauling that stuff with me. So up here is another similar situation going on, where it's nice and wide open with nothing growing here. This would be perfect, but again, right next to the trail. I see a bag there. That's never a good sign. Seeing human activity is always a bad sign for potential stealth camps. What else we got going on back here? There's some more trees over there that would put all of this grass in between me and the trail. So I think I'm gonna go check that out. Let me go get my stuff, move it here, and then I'll go check that out. So leave the board here for now, and then keep my pack on and just go check over there. The danger to walking through tall grass like this is you can't really see what's under you. So could be a hole, could be a log. You've really got to watch your step. What are we working with here? Yeah, you know what? We got some space. I think this is our spot. Yeah, this is going to be where we camp. these trees, which should protect me a little bit from the rainfall. It is supposed to thunderstorm, which means lightning, and being wedged between two trees is generally not a wise idea. But I've got a taller tree here, a taller tree here, tall tree there. I'm not sure what's going on the other side, but I do see a taller tree over there as well. Hopefully I'm not playing too much of a risky game here. I'm gonna get rid of all these pine cones so that I don't pop another hole in the bottom of my tent. Got myself a nice flat spot cleared out. Looks pretty flat. It's not exactly elevated, but it's not really in a dip either. So I'll definitely have to pay attention to if I see water pooling when the weather picks up. My tent has a bit of a bathtub, but nothing crazy. And I don't want to wake up with my skateboard submerged in water, right? So gotta be careful of that. Here's the tarp. This will prove invaluable tonight. And my tent. As always, I'm using my 3D printed tent stakes. It's a mix of ASA, nylon, ABS, and some PETG. Yeah, I think this is how we'll orient it. The headspace is up this end, and the zip is on this side, facing that way. 3D printed tent peg should just slide right into this ground. Yeah, it's pretty tough. Takes some effort, but it's going in. Okay, main tent is up. Oh man, these pegs just do not want to go in the ground. So I have them sticking out at really weird angles and not fully in. It's almost like trying to set them up on a established campsite where the ground is just like tamped down hard. There you go. So I have lots of space on the inside where I get out of the tent. I have like 5 or 6 feet of protected space against the elements. I can sit down and not have to worry. Not bad. Just got to replace that one tent peg I accidentally stepped on and snapped. So here's the one that snapped. You can see where it snapped. This was PETG, which is a relatively brittle material. It doesn't have as much flex as something like ABS. Here you can see how much of it snapped off. Alright, so shelter's all set up. Lots of space in behind me here to stay out of the rain. I think we're doing pretty good. The only thing that's worrying me is bugs, because they're biting me even though I used what bug spray I had. So I think this is going to work pretty well for that rain tonight. Draw me like one of your French girls. We're all set up. It could start raining now and I think I'd be fine. I would just have to tuck where I'm sitting right now up a little bit more under the tarp because I'm exposed where my feet are, but lots of room. I'm not too concerned. Definitely set up a little too early for a traditional stealth camp, but I just wanted to make sure that I was ready to go for the rain. The only real concern, like I said, is these mosquitoes are having me for lunch. I have ants that keep crawling all over me too. So far I don't think they've been biting, but so with the tarp at an angle, hopefully I don't get water pooling and it just beads off down on the other side of the tent. So my electric skateboard is nice and protected underneath the tarp, tucked up right up against my tent. Got my pack here, and my backpack always serves as my pillow, so when it's time to actually go to bed, it'll be up here in the headspace and I'll actually be lying on it. If I didn't have these trees, what the plan was to use sticks and create a pole on each corner to tie it off and accomplish pretty much the same thing. I really don't want to, but I'm gonna put my sweater on to try and get these mosquitoes to F off. Alright, what are we doing for food here? Alright, I think we're going to make some creamy bacon carbonara. I don't have much gas left in this one, so I'll have to switch halfway through cooking. Yeah, we're definitely starting to get a little overcast here. Saying rain in the next hour, just a little bit, but there's also a weather statement in place saying that we could get up to 50 millimeters tonight. So this could end very badly for me if there's flash floods. Now we let that cook for about 8 minutes. I think this gas canister's just about had it. But this is basically cooked anyway, so yeah. So now all we do is put in a bit of oil and put the lid on so that no nasties get in there. We'll let that sit for about 5 minutes and it should be good to go. Alright. It actually looks perfectly cooked, if I'm being completely honest. Timed perfectly with the gas running out. I actually managed to not make it too soupy either. Looking pretty good. Not too bad. I didn't get to put any milk in there because I didn't have any milk powder. But for just straight up water, it's pretty good. So I just checked the weather, and like I said, things will change around on a dime, and sure enough, the weather's changed around. We're going to start to see a fair amount of rain and thunder within the next hour or so. It definitely looked like coming from that way, there were some clouds and stuff rolling in this way, and I think that's what's starting to come over top of me now. Can't really tell on the GoPro, I don't think, but it is definitely starting to turn very gray and get a little bit dark yet. Hard to tell because I'm in the bush and I don't really have a clear view of the sky. Nothing to do but ride this out until tomorrow, basically. My skateboard should handle a bit of rain on the ride home tomorrow, so we'll probably have a wet ride back to my apartment tomorrow. So I'm not 100% sure, but I think I hear some very, very, very faint thunder rumbles. Like almost imperceptible. The sky definitely looks the part, so I'm guessing we're going to see some rain probably at any minute. You can hear all the birds going haywire and some kids in the background, probably down at the beach. It's cooled down a little bit, so I'm not so sweaty even with the sweater on, and it's providing me a little bit of shelter from the mosquitoes. They're quite bad right now. Could be worse. They're not as bad as I've ever seen them, but they're definitely out and about. I'm lying here drifting off to sleep, and what do I hear? Thunder. Yep, she's rolling in. Maybe I'll read my ebook a bit, but for the most part I'm just keen to sit here and chill. You hear that? That's thunder. The sky is so gray now. I know it's oversaturated on the GoPro, but it has gotten very dark. I don't think I've ever camped out in a thunderstorm before. I think this is my first time. It's so weird. I don't think I've ever heard that before. It's just like constant rolling thunder. It sounds pretty gnarly. Oh, here's the rain. The rain started. It's game time. Oh yeah, she is raining super hard. Oh, I just saw a flash of lightning. All right, this is it. This is what we were waiting for. Oh, she is coming down out there. I was right, I'm protected under here, under these trees, but I can see out into this field here. You can't even hear me over the thunder because of how loud it's getting. Oh man. It's really coming down now. Oh man, it's torrential out there. That is raining a lot harder than I thought it would. And it's just getting worse. It's just picking up. Oh man. Look at it this way. Yep, this is about as thunderstormy as I could have asked for, and it's still getting darker. Clouds are still getting thicker overhead. This is wild. I thought it was just going to be like a light dusting. No, we are like full-blown thunderstorm right now. And this is my first time camping out in something like this. Surprisingly, it's torrential out there, but I am hearing some rain hit my tarp, but nowhere near as much as what I see falling out there. So these trees are actually doing most of the work in staving off the rain from this little campsite here. The only thing I'm worried about is these two trees in a thunderstorm. Yeah, it's even worse now. Like the rain just keeps, it's like constantly stepping that up. No word of a lie, I think this is the worst rain that we've had this year so far. And I'm out here in the middle of it. Yeah, it's about as torrential as you get, man. I had to pull things in closer towards my tent because everything is getting absolutely shredded by the rain. Well, I wanted to camp in a thunderstorm. Ask and you shall receive, I suppose. I'm about as scooched in as I can get here. You can see my electric skateboard is nice and kept out of the way. My tent is fully protected. If that lightning and thunder holds off and it's just the rain, then the only thing I really have to worry about, if it does stay as torrential as what it is right now, and they're saying up to 50 millimeters, I'm worried about the ground getting a little too flooded here. It's the only thing I gotta keep an eye on. As you can see, I do have a couple inches of tub. However, this tent is kind of old. I have one known hole in the bottom I had to patch with duct tape. I'm not entirely optimistic about its water tightness for sitting in a puddle of water. So we're gonna be having fun out here. Stealth camping in a thunderstorm. One thing I did notice, those mosquitoes right off, I'll tell you that much. This is nuts. Well, I think for now at least, the worst of it's over. The sky's lightening up a tiny bit and the rain has let up quite considerably. It's still coming down, but nowhere near as bad as it was before. Yeah, we'll see if it peters out and then stays nice, or if it just comes right back to a raging rainstorm. Oh yeah, and the thunder and lightning's back too. Well, aside from some pretty loud thunder at times, it's mostly petered off into just a light drizzle. Yeah, definitely very glad about that, because there's some branches up here and water coming down that was actually running down the inside of my tarp and falling on my backpack and all the other stuff I got going on here. Not too bad, but enough to be a problem if that crazy amount of rain kept up, but thankfully it subsided. Dinner time, I guess. It's been a few hours, so some more food. Since the rain's backed off, the mosquitoes have decided to come back out and play. Yeah, so many ants crawling around. I think I've gotten bitten twice by them so far. So they're biting, but with the amount that's crawling over me, they're not biting frequently. Yeah. Still getting the occasional thunder. I think once I'm done eating my noodles here, I have to put my bug head net on because the mosquitoes are back with a vengeance and they're attacking my face like mad. On goes the door net. Definitely makes things feel even more sweaty and claustrophobic, but at least now mosquitoes aren't biting my head. Man, I haven't worn this since my raft packing trip. Well, I started hearing some close lightning strikes, and another thunderstorm cloud moved in, and out of nowhere it started raining torrentially again. It wasn't a gradual buildup like the last one was, it was just like a wall of rain started coming down, so time to tuck everything back up. Make sure we're all protected. And those lightning strikes are sounding pretty loud and close. I'm starting to have second thoughts about this being a wise idea. Well, the rain is petered off quite significantly. It's just a very slight drizzle now. It's 8 o'clock. I can protect myself against the mosquitoes with the head net, which I just took off to eat my bar here. But I'm getting harassed something fierce by ants. One just bit me in my thigh, and it freaking hurts. So once I'm done eating this, I'm gonna retire inside the tent for the night, I think. It was a very painful bite. They're like all over me. Now, let's get in the process of getting our bedding set up here. So first thing, our sleeping bag comes out. Oh, these ants are attacking me something fierce, man. I gotta get it inside Prono. Okay. I've actually dried out quite considerably, so I don't actually need to change, and it's gonna be warm enough tonight. I don't need to worry about the dampness. So, shake all the bugs off of this thing. Now comes the fun of getting in here. See a couple raindrops here and there. Nothing too bad. Alright. I got my shoes off. Yeah. And migrate my power bank inside. Not exactly flat in here, but we'll make it work. My headlamp, so that's quickly accessible. Probably so many ants all over this thing. Okay, that's me in the tent for the night. It's been pretty dry in here. There's so many ants and stuff crawling on the outside of this tent. I must have set up on an ant hill or something. Getting close to 9 o'clock, and I want to be up at first light to get out of here, which will probably be about 5:30. So hopefully my skateboard out there stays protected enough from the elements. It's tucked right up against the side of the tent, so it's getting pretty dim, so not a lot of light for seeing much, but yeah, it's still raining, as you could hear. Not torrentially, but, you know, enough to keep things soaked. Well, after getting beaten up by ants and mosquitoes, I think I'm ready to call it for the night. It's like 9:30, something like that. So yeah, good night guys, and we'll see you in the morning, and we'll see what it's like trying to get out of here with the rain. Oh, well, it was actually not too bad of a night. Once that second spout of rain petered off last night, it kind of pretty much stayed gone for the rest of the night. I checked the weather this morning. I've got another 3 hours before any sort of rain's supposed to hit, so I got lots of time to get out of here. But I am gonna boogie sooner rather than later, because as soon as I got out of my tent, I'm already getting attacked like mad by mosquitoes, so I'd say the setup held up pretty well. Pretty happy with it. The tarp definitely started sagging a little bit, but that always happens. You know, the only dampness that I experienced inside of my tent is actually where I had placed my shoes. I don't know how well it's coming through on the camera there, but that's about it. It was otherwise pretty dry in there, despite the torrential rain that we got last night. Yeah, we are definitely going to have to hang that up to dry today. Campsite all cleaned up. Nothing left sitting around, no garbage. Aside from the close lightning strikes terrifying the shit out of me in the evening last night, it was otherwise a pretty okay camp. My setup worked out pretty well against that rain. I mean, the trees helped, but certainly I was catching a lot of rain on that tarp. Alright, now we have to work our way through all this now absolutely soaked greenery to get back out to the trail, and then eventually out to the paved bike path. So no time like the present, I suppose. I'm gonna have quite a few things splayed out at home to dry off in a bit. Okay, pack is on, helmet on. Now, normally I don't clip the chin strap unless I'm actually riding, but since I'm going through heavy bush and the chances of something catching this and pulling it off my head are pretty high, I've taken to actually clipping it in. All right. Let's do this. Oh yeah, she's wet. I have a very wet ride home this morning, I think. I believe this is where I came in yesterday because I see my trail. And here is the trail. Everything's probably hanging a little bit lower because of all the water from last night. Oh yeah. Basically my knee and lower is already soaked, including my shoes. But that's the name of the game. Going through spider webs, clouds of mosquitoes. Lens is probably covered in rain. I can't see it because it's on top of my helmet, but I'm guessing you guys can't see much right now. Very claustrophobic trail here. Yeah, here we are. Okay. All right, we're out of that nastiness. Okay, board's on. Gotta make sure there's nothing caught in the belts. Looks pretty clear. It got a little bit wet, but should be fine. Turn on the remote, give her a test. Doing pretty good. All right. Let's get out of here. Yeah, everything's hanging lower. Oh, now I guess I get to air dry in the oncoming wind chill. And I gotta keep an eye out for anything that might have flooded, because that was actually quite a lot of rain last night. Look at all those geese. What a beautiful morning. Slight mist out on the water. Yeah, it's actually quite warm this morning already. So even though I'm basically soaked to the bone right now, I'm actually not cold at all, even with the wind chill of moving on the board. Another adventure in the books, stealth camping in a severe thunderstorm. I think it'll be a pretty smooth ride home. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time.